The second problem solving tip I want to give you is to think about the big picture first and then details. This is somewhat related to the first tip of thinking on paper, but it's a little bit different. Let's see how it works with this example. This is a problem that's similar to the last problem, but instead of finding two integers that multiply to 20, you're supposed to find three integers that multiply to 20 out of the given array. An average candidate might start saying something like, well, what I can do is look at this number and try to find two other numbers out of the rest of the array with which this would multiply to 20. So I'll need to just write two for loops or maybe three for loops. I'm not sure, but let me just start writing some code. And then he or she might start writing some code, and the interviewer might think, well, that's not really the right strategy. But the interviewer might not say anything until you finish writing all of your code. At that point, the interviewer might say, well, this is not the optimal solution, but we don't have time anymore, so that's it for this interview. To avoid a situation like this, it's very important to start at a very high level first, and then gradually go down in detail. So with this example, instead of writing code right away, you might say something like this. One solution I have in mind is checking each number, for example, this one right here, number 2, and then trying to see if there are two other numbers with which it will multiply to 20. But I'm not sure if that's an optimal solution. Another idea I have is to use the solution to the problem of finding two integers that multiply to 20. Maybe I can somehow use that as part of the solution to the problem of finding three integers that multiply to 20. So perhaps what I can do is look at the first number, for example, 2. Then I can ask myself, if I look at the rest of the array, is there a pair of numbers that multiply to 10? Because 10 and 2 together would multiply to 20. I think this might be a more efficient solution than checking every triplet of numbers in this array, because by using an efficient solution to the problem of finding two integers that multiply to a certain number, for example 10, we might be able to solve this entire problem a little bit faster. So this is the idea I have, but do you think I should start coding with that idea? As you can see, if you do something like that, you're first focused on a high-level solution. Then when you start worrying about implementation detail and code, you're more likely to be on the right path already. This way, you won't waste a lot of time writing code that you don't really have to write in the first place. So remember to think about the big picture first and then go into detail later.